Just can't get enough of how it make you feel. Oh, I understand, but I can't be what you need. How many more lies do I have to throw till you pick these clues to tell you the truth?
You're listening to the Bad Girls Talk podcast. Subscribe, like, and share.
How many more lies do I have to throw till you pick these clues to how it make you feel? Oh, I understand, but I can't be what you need. How many more lies do I have to throw?
You're listening to the Bad Girls Talk podcast. Baddies, babes, and gents, I am your host, Wisdom's Daughter. Welcome to Bad Girls Talk because it's the lies for me. Okay. Happy Saturday evening, everybody. We're going to get into all of the bull crap. Okay. Sonya, it's civil. Okay. Her legal woes and lies. All right. We got to talk about this sister wives and crime tonight. But first, let me see who's first in the building. All right. We got Jam in the building. Jamie Jam is here. Okay. Listen to me in the building. Queen Lily is here, baby. Make sure you check out her YouTube channel, her podcast. It is awesome. 313, the best side is in the building. I got Galatians 6-7. Said, hey, WD. Clear Ashes is in the building. Us seniors need love too. Road Hill, ENT, Zen Soul. Everybody is in the building. Uh-oh. Galatians said the lapdog was spewing your name out her mouth, sis. They big mad. Well, I bet they are. With a thumbnail like this, I would be mad too. So we're gonna get into all this and more. Give me just 1 second. Let me go ahead and put the banner up. If you are new here, welcome to Bad Girls Talk. Make sure you hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss out when I go live. So my question is this: how do you go from this one day to this the next day? Sis, what the hell happened to your her? I don't know what she's trying to do, but anyway, we're gonna get into all of the shenanigans. The other question I'm trying to figure out is how do you claim to have a master's degree? No, wait a minute, 3 master's degrees, okay? Because I only got 1 master's degree. Sylvia got 3 master's degrees and she can't spell woes, okay? WOES, like woe is me. Yeah, not whoa, like whoa, wait a minute. Okay, so there you go. And I don't know who Skinny Blaze is, but sir, she done misspelled your whole name. Okay, meet the future of Afrobeat, Skinny Blaze. That's embarrassing. Okay, you go on somebody's channel and they can't even get your name spelled right. So anyway, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about these two. Okay. So everything is alleged. This channel is for entertainment purposes. All right. And I'm going to be using some content that does fall and qualify under the Fair Use Act. All right. If you want to send me a cash app, it's up there on the screen. So let's get right into it. So, the scheme team is always up to something. Whenever views are low, they have to manufacture a little story, a little something, something. So apparently Sonya, her sister wife, is having some issues with this house. So we're going to get into the house. I'm going to show you pictures of the house. We're going to get into all the receipts because I actually covered this 9 months ago. Okay. When we covered the jail call of her. Well, was it a jail call or was she on Sylvia's channel? Anyway, she was talking about this house I think it was a jail call. This is the first time we learned about Jan, right? Jan is her late father's girlfriend of many years. And so I covered it. We're going to go back into that live so that I can show you all the receipts. And I'm going to point out the lies because, as I said, it's the lies for me. So let's get right on into this situation. So the first thing I want to do, I want to show you guys the house in question, okay? And for those of you who are just joining again, hit the like button. Good Saturday evening, okay? I just made me some gizzards and gravy, okay? There it is right there. The gizzards are gizzarding, okay? The gravy is gravying, okay? um, so I think where I want to go ahead and start is, let's start with an excerpt, a clip from a live on earlier, okay? Because Sonya is back on the YouTube content creator interview train. All right, so let's start here. Okay, I apologize for what you guys are gonna see on the screen. All right, but if I gotta look, y'all gotta look. So anyway, um, this is terrible. I don't know what she was trying to do. Okay. I didn't do this. I promise y'all I did not do this. I paused and this is what this is anyway. Okay. I'm sorry. All right. Cause look, look, even Sylvia, even Sonya was laughing. Even Sonya couldn't contain her composure. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it because it's late. I don't even know what y'all. I don't know why y'all up this late, but since y'all in here, we gonna do this.
Everybody, hello, y'all. I got me and this hair is all having a fit around here, but I'm trying to do something to it. I don't know what it is. But let me bring Miss Sonya up, y'all. So you see this hair?
I see. You looking like, oh.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with this hair of mine. Lord have mercy.
You
Hey,
know, she can help you with the,
I know, but what happened is, because I kept the edges out too, all the way out, because I don't want them pulling my edges out. So when I had them braided, I put a lot of supposedly baby hair out, but I put too much out. So now it looks like it looks a hot mess. But
She said that the reason why the top of her head looks the way that it does, because we have been talking about this hairdo. We were trying to figure out what happened. What was wrong with the old hairdo? If it ain't broke, why fix it? Like what was wrong with the old hairdo? I don't see anything wrong with it, but she's trying to say that she decided to leave some baby hair out. She didn't want to get her edges snatched, like her sister wife Sonya, and so she decided that she was going to leave them out. But of course, as her braids are getting older and growing out, well, it looked a hot mess from day one. So anyway, but yeah, so she's fidgeting, still fidgeting with this hair. Oh my goodness. Renee said her mop looks fried, baby. Oh Lord, have mercy, Jesus. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. All right, let's get into what we came here for. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm cutting up on the Saturday, so y'all forgive me. All right, and the video that I'm playing, it's a little low, but it's okay. Just turn your volume up. All right.
whatever.
You see how long you got it in the back?
It's long. It's real long.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, it's long.
Look at you, Fancy. Okay.
It's real long, y'all. It's real long. So apparently Sylvia and Sonya got the same issue with trying to measure hair lengths, but whatever.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. The boys have been coming in the yard, for the milkshake.
Long hair don't care.
Long hair don't care. That's right.
Long hair don't care. Well, you know me, I'm ponytail style. Yeah, I'm trying.
Hey, sister wife, how you doing?
Right. Oops, the name calling. Always something. We always something.
I know, right? But look, I had to call you about some stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, we did talk a little bit about this. Tell me, what in the world am I seeing here? What is this that I found?
Shout out to Veteran Broad in the building. Thank you so much for your service. And I don't know what you're going through right now, but we need to keep America in prayer.
That's a civil case.
Yeah, what is going on?
So, okay, so, I'm always I was on the phone 2 years ago, always talking to Nesto before, everybody got on with us. Talking about that house that was in my name. So there's a house that was part of the reason why I had to file bankruptcy. It was the house and it was the $600,000 medical bills I had from when I was in the hospital. And my lawyer told me the only way I can come from under this house was to file bankruptcy, because for 15 years we've been trying to fight this house that's been sitting in my name. And so the nightmare of it. So going back to the beginning, it happened in 2005. My father's girlfriend.
Stepmom.
My father's girlfriend. I met her.
Stepmom.
Yeah.
Stepmom.
So she had been with my dad since I was 17. And this is 20 years later. They got together in 85. This is 2005. So this is 20 years of her being around, right? And her house was in foreclosure. They had it for 2 years, and I don't know what was going on with them, because I really went on the phone like that with them. But they reached out to me and asked me, because that's when I was flipping houses, and I had all those houses that people said I didn't have.
I saw you had
14 houses.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all heard her, right? She had 14 houses. Okay, let's just be clear. I don't know anybody who said that she did not have these houses, especially because when I did the story on Sonya and her family, I went over all of her properties. Okay, but did she not tell Nesto that she has 17 houses? Okay, now it's 14, but she told him it was 17. All right. Anyway, Calais, she said what they get out of going live and telling their business. Yeah, like why are you putting your business? First of all, we're gonna see it in the next clip, but Sylvia doxes Sonya again, and she's a willing participant. All her business is out there on the screen. Liens and anyway, you know what? I just can't with these two. But here, this is a picture of Jan. Okay, if you're wondering, this beautiful older queen on the right. Okay, mature queen on I said on the right. It will be on the left. Anyway, this is Janice Ridgway, or Jan. Okay, the stepmom. This is Sonya's late father's 20-year plus girlfriend. Okay. Jeanette is acting up. She said she looked like she got electric shock. You calling them Bonnie and Clyde. She said Bonnie and Clyde. Rain said, maybe I'm missing something, but why does she think people need to know this information? You know, when you don't have anything to talk about, some people try to manufacture content, okay? And so this is what they do. Whenever her views are low, she has some big exclusive that's not an exclusive and something nobody cares about. But again, I'm doing this because Sonya's lying, Sylvia lying, and we're going to go through all of it, okay? Those of you who are following this story, there's been so much going on. And every now and again, we got to go back and break out the receipts and carry on. So Miss TLC said, I had. You told Nesto 17, but what does I had has to do with what you own right now, silly side hand. We're going to get into all that. What's going on, Kia? Shout out to my mods in the building, and shout out to all of our members, those of you who've been here since the beginning, and those of you who were recently gifted. We're going to get into all that, the whole situation with this house, because some of you did watch the live over there, and that's okay. I'm going to get into it in a second, because she's complaining, Sylvia's complaining about people making comments that she doesn't like in the chat. And she acknowledged that they're only over there to be nosy. Well, if they wasn't over there being nosy, wouldn't be nobody over there but a few mods. So stop complaining. Anyway, Twin Mom said, girl, I can't. I tried to watch it, but I had to turn those idiots off. You're welcome. So I'm going to break down what Sylvia's talking about. What Sonya is not really Sylvia. It's really what Sonya's talking about. What's going on with this house? I don't know why they're bringing it up now, other than the fact that Sylvia needed some content, okay? Because it's not relevant to Nesto's case, and who cares, right? Anyway, let's keep going.
Let me tell you something. All those people who've been saying stuff about her, I got the proof. She had a whole bunch of houses. So what happened to all those houses? Do you still have them?
When the market crashed, I walked away from everything and moved to Miami in 2008.
Okay, she says, when the market crashed, I walked away from everything in 2008. I went to Miami. I walked away. Okay, I left. I had all these houses and couldn't deal with it. All right, and I just upped and left. That's what she's saying. Now, Sylvia is trying to make it seem like we were saying that Sonya was lying about these houses. Not true. All you have to do is do a background check on this woman to see. We know she had these houses. So stop saying that people were saying that she didn't. Nobody was out here saying that she was lying about these houses. But what we do know is that she did lie about the number of houses. She exaggerated a little bit.
When the housing market crashed in 2008, May of 2008 is when I moved to Miami and started a new life. So I walked away from all the houses except for that one because my father and her were living in it.
Wait.
Okay, press pause. I walked away from all the houses to start a new life except for the one house. Put it back up on the screen. Except for the one house because my father and his girlfriend were living there. Well, Miss Janice is still living there. All right. If you guys go back on my channel, we're going to play some of the video, but I did a video, a live called Secrets and Lies. All right. The truth about Sonya Durham and her family and yada, yada, yada. I did 2 videos. All right. We're going to go through one of them, just a small section where I go through the timeline, the history of what happened with this house. And I'm going to explain to you what happened back then and what's happening right now. Okay. So again, once again, this is the house that Sonya is, she's going to tell us what this house is worth. Now, you guys tell me if you think this house is worth what she says is worth. And then I'm going to show you what the house is worth. All right. So we'll come back to this in a second.
Linda Gibbs saying Sonya said, no, Linda, I have the proof. Hold on.
Oh, she said I'm lying?
Yeah, she said you're lying. Hold on, Linda. Hold that up. I got the proof.
They listen too much to those bloggers who trying to keep drama going, to keep them clicking. And every time they say something, they run and listen to it.
Hold on. They saying that you don't. Hold on. Let me show them all these houses that was in your name. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Y'all come in here. Listen. Number 1, let me tell you the rules. Don't come in here and disrespect my guests because you're gonna get blocked. So I'm telling you now, y'all better tread lightly because y'all don't like me. You're in here because you want to be nosy, but be nice. Be nice. Delete your comment about her being a liar.
Well, at least you know what's up.
Where's the lie?
Okay. Okay,
At least
Judge,
you know.
give me a break. You're gone. Bye. You're about. Y'all, mods, get on your job. Block these people. Let them look from the bushes, okay? Let them look from the bushes. If they can't be nice.
Why do you even come on here if you don't even like me or you? That's the weird thing. If you don't like somebody.
If you don't know how to play nice, you will be blocked. And that's why y'all don't like me. Why y'all in here if you don't like me?
That's the weird thing. That's the weird thing. Why are you even here? It's Saturday night. Shouldn't you be at a party?
They don't.
Why is she here, right? Apparently she ain't got no life. Why are you on Sylvia's channel late at night talking about your personal business that nobody really cares about?
Hold on, let me go.
I mean, honestly, if they wasn't in here, she wouldn't have nobody in here but her mods. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Get the let me go get those hold on a second. Oh, you need your wrench. Hold on, Mr. Duncan. Hold on, let me get it for you. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this.
So she's gonna spend about I don't know how many minutes trying
to on
to
that side. You on the slide side?
give someone a wrench. All right. So that is the end of this video. I told you it was just a clip. Yeah, mods, it's okay. You don't have to block them. It's fine. It's okay. One thing you're gonna understand is that when it comes to communication, miscommunication will happen, and sometimes with text messages, so it's fine. Unless someone is blatantly being disrespectful, don't block them. Sidehand told Nesto his father's girlfriend's house is worth $500,000, but it's worth $250,000. It sure is, and we're gonna show them the receipt. All right, because we like receipts over here. All right, let's get into the next video.
If you click the top where it's recorded date, it'll put it in 1, 2, 3 order.
I know. Look, ma'am.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, since you see all these properties? Oh, you do have some liens too. Properties.
I got 2. I got a lien. Well, it's gone now. That's 20 years ago. Because we in 25 now. But I don't. Like I told you, I walked away from all of them in 08 when the market crashed.
If there's about 14.
I wonder if Nesto knew that she walked away from these houses, because I don't ever remember her saying before that she walked away from these houses. She had these houses. She never really said what happened to them. We know that she filed bankruptcy. She claimed that she filed bankruptcy 3 times, and even Nesto was giving her the side eye because that's very unusual.
Properties here, 14 properties. So all those who kept saying that she doesn't have,
Yeah, I thought it was 17, but I counted 14 too.
I have 14.
I counted 14 on the site, but I thought it was more. But it might
Somebody
have
said
been 14.
no. You gotta go look at a lady. You gotta go look at the
I thought it was more, but it might have been 14. So you don't know how many properties you had when you've been all over jail calls telling your jail boo that you got 17 houses. Okay, Sonya. Okay.
the lot numbers. You gotta go look at that. The lot numbers show you 14 different properties.
Mm-hmm.
Go
14
look at the
different
lot.
closings, 14 different addresses, 14 different mortgages.
Go look at the lot number. It's not the same property. There's
No,
some that has the same property.
they
Yes.
have the addresses on all of them. The addresses are on them. Is that the only? Are all of them in Cuyahoga
Oh,
County?
hold on, Mimi.
Yeah, they're all in They were all in Cuyahoga County.
Okay, let me go back. I'm sorry, I had to go back because I had to correct some folks about that. But go ahead. Oh, that because she said the market. Somebody asked. That was on
The housing market crashed in 208. Well, that was part of the reason. The other part was because I needed my credit and I was flipping and all that stuff on my credit. When this house happened in 2005, 2006, and 7, they started not paying the bill, and so it hit it started to fuck my credit up. I mean, screw my credit up. So
you still cussing, huh?
So I'm trying to be a better person. So I couldn't do that anymore. Plus, when the market had crashed, it changed everything, and it was harder to do it. So I stressed about it for like 2 weeks, and then I said, you know what? Let's go to Miami.
Okay, so the market crashed. She was stressing about these 14 houses. Okay. But she's blaming it on her stepmother. You could say that they were together long enough. Saying that this lady wasn't paying the mortgage and she stressed about it for 12 weeks. But you walked away from 14 properties, including the one that you say that she and your father were living in. Her dad didn't pass away until 2021. I have his obituary. If you guys go back, I'm going to show you the video that I'm talking about. But if you go back on, not the Bad Girls Talk channel, that's why you got to follow me on all my channels, on Wisdom's Daughter. Go on Wisdom's Daughter, scroll toward the bottom until you see the video that says Secrets and Lies. You'll see a picture of a big house. That is the one. If you open that up in the description box, you will see links to her father's obituary and other information, articles about Jan, because they were very active in their community. And the amount of work that the father did. Now, it's possible that this woman was falling behind on the mortgage because of the work that the father was doing. They were doing a lot of work in the community, and it kind of became a burden. And at one point, they didn't have any electricity in the house. I go through the entire story. All right. Not going to do that tonight, but I just want to give you a little bit of background.
And so I walked away from all the houses and moved to Miami and started a new life.
Oh, I also want to tell y'all.
Sonya, did you walk to Miami? Because you did this. Did you walk? Did you walk to Miami? Oh, did you get to Miami in your scooter?
This girl here is not a broke girl. Let me tell you why. Because every time her and I have ever gone out to dinner or anything like that, I'm going to pay for my stuff. This woman will never let me pay for my stuff at all. I'm just going to tell you, she's not a broke. She's not a broke.
Well, she probably paying for your food because you broke. Right? Sonya is probably paying for her sister wife's meals because she's broke. Right? Constantly crying. Oh, I'm in a hotel because I'm covering the case. I need some money. I can't buy gas at the pump with my card because they're going to authorize too much. I'm going to go in and just give them, let them charge $8 for some gas. I mean, you constantly crying broke. So I'm not surprised that, Sonya is using her EBT card to take y'all out to eat. Okay. But it probably won't be any more EBT card. Probably won't be any more SNAP benefits. So I don't know how many more restaurants y'all going to. Okay. Well, anyway. But Sylvia claims that Sonya's not broke. Okay.
She's not a broke, y'all. I'm telling you.
So why couldn't she help Nesto? Why she have to borrow money from his people to put money on the books? She don't have money for his books. Okay. Oh, because she too busy taking you're behind the dinner. That's why. Nesto, your boo thing don't have money for your commissary because she busy taking her sister wife out to eat. Okay. There you go.
And we go to places that don't. It's not cheap.
People want
business.
they want to focus on negativity. That's sad. I mean, no one knows my business but me. Those bloggers don't know me, and it's weird that they believe everything that these people say with no proof behind it. And they want to say, "Oh, you this, that, and the other." You have no proof of what you're even talking about. None.
Okay, could we finish with the what happened? Why?
So yeah, so I had during all of this, when I was flipping houses and buying houses, her house was in foreclosure, and she didn't know anybody strong enough to save her house.
She didn't know anybody strong enough to save her house. She don't know Jesus, because Jesus is strong enough to save a house. I'm just saying, it's the way that they talk. She didn't know anybody strong enough to save her house.
So they attempted to use her daughter, but her daughter was young and she didn't have the credit at the time, and so she ended up calling me and asking me to, save her house. And so the deal was, in 5 years, when her credit bounced back, she would buy the house back from me at whatever it was, that the mortgage was. Because I'm not in it to make money or anything. It was just to save it from sheriff sale. And it was on the sheriff sale list at the time when I bought it.
Okay, so she agreed to purchase the home. This is according to her. Sonya agreed to purchase the home from her stepmother, Jan, right? So that the house wouldn't be sold, is what is the story that she's telling. So why were you on these jail calls talking about that's your house and you're going to get it back? It's worth $500,000. And you know that this woman who is probably still grieving Sonya's father, because they were life partners. She's still living there. So you're going to take a house from an old lady that's not yours to begin with? We're going to go through from the very first owners of this house until now. Let's just get through this, and then we'll go through all of that.
And so they paid the bill for the first 6 months, and then they're paying it directly because I told them I didn't want anything to do with, all of that because I was dealing with my stuff. And this was an added situation. And I'm like, look, just pay the mortgage to the mortgage company. I don't want to be involved. Just pay it on time. Don't mess me up. After 6-7 months, they started.
She said, don't mess her up. Sonya acting like she had fabulous credit. Girl, bye. You filed bankruptcy how many times? Your credit is shot. Mr. Duncan, the reason why we know what they have in their bank account and why we know what happens in their lives is because they're constantly on YouTube talking about it. They have diarrhea of the mouth. They are constantly putting their personal information out there. So that's why we know. We're not speculating. We're not guessing. You're listening to her tell you her business right now in real time, because this YouTube video, this just happened. I don't know if anybody's still over there, but they were live as maybe 30 minutes ago. Okay. They've been 3 hours on a live running, about their business. That's how we know, because they're constantly telling their business, in case you wanted to know. I don't spread rumor. I let the horse do the talking. Well, you're looking at horsey 1 and horsey number 2. There you go.
Start messing me up. And so it went into foreclosure in 2009 when I left in 2008, and it went in foreclosure in 2009, and then they would pay a little bit because my mail.
It was still in your name then at that point.
The mortgage has been in my name since 2005. What she did was she had me quit claim the deed to her. She had lied to me and told me that it was in some type of program, that when she bought it, she put it in some type of program with the state or the county. And in order for her to stay in that program, the deed had to be in her name, or they would kick her out the program and find the house condemned or something to that effect. She was telling me. I wasn't all like, okay.
We know she wasn't all there because Sonya's elevator doesn't go to the top. We know. We understand you are not the sharpest crayon in the box. We get that. We got that part. Okay. I get all that. Got that part. She was hands off. She was absolutely hands off. So someone was asking if her father was a real estate developer, why is it that they didn't have money? I don't have time to go through it tonight. But again, go back to my YouTube video, go to the description box, and you'll see links to the actual articles that talked about their story. Sonia's father was running a like construction education company from a building, that he owned, and his purpose for doing that was to get some of these young men, these miscreants, from off the street. And rather than they get caught up in gangs and end up behind bars, come learn about construction. Come learn about a skill that can set you up for the rest of your life, because you can build your own house and you can get paid to help build other people's houses. Come learn about, being a general contractor and things like that. And I don't know. I don't believe that he was getting any federal funding or state funding for a program like this. This is something he was doing on his own, out of his own pocket. And then she was running Jan was running like a community food kind of pantry and some other stuff in the community. And again, they were getting some help, and then that help kind of diminished significantly. And they didn't want to turn people away. If you're running a food kitchen or you have a food bank and people are counting on you, so they were sacrificing their own bills and their own responsibilities at home to help out people, in the community. Sorry, I had a banana before this live, and it is giving me the worst heartburn. But anyway, let's keep going.
Was, stepmom for 20 years at this time. So I'm just believing her. It's whatever. Okay. So I deeded the house back to her, but the mortgage stayed in my name. And that's how I got screwed, because I couldn't do anything as far as evict her or sell the house because it wasn't deeded to me. But that $300,000 mortgage was in my name.
Okay. So Sonya, you wanted to help out your dad and his girlfriend. You took a mortgage out to help them out, and they were supposed to pay the mortgage. So you it's kind of like being a co-signer. You're responsible for the mortgage. And there was a quit claim deed done. I don't believe for a second that Janice lied to Sonya. It's possible that there may have been some type of a program that she was in to get the house, and the house had to stay in her name. Or she might have told her, well, let's wait a year. And then by that time, we can put the deed back in my name. Who knows what the conversation is. But yes, this sounds like a chapter out of Nesto's book. So you're responsible for the mortgage. If they don't pay, you have to pay. That's how it works. You shouldn't have co-signed if you couldn't handle it. But she was probably acting like top dog, big dog with 14 houses. And then the market crashed and everything just went to hell. Again, this is all alleged. It's all speculatory because Miss Janice is not here to tell her side of the story, right? But what we do know is that Sonya is a known liar. She's been caught in a lot of lies. She's admitted to lying. And we also know that she filed bankruptcy, not just for the $600,000 Piedmont bill that she had when she got COVID, not just for this mortgage. Because remember, Sonya says she walked away from everything. Okay. All those houses, all those mortgages that she had in her name, all those mortgages, she just upped and said, I don't want to deal with it no more. I'm out. Well, that's what you get. And when I did the video on her background, we went through her bankruptcies. We saw all those creditors. So, ma'am, you need to stop. Stop with the lies.
And so we only spoke about the house in this whole 20 years, maybe 2 or 3 times, because she was avoiding my calls. When people owe you money and you're trying to call them and they don't want to call you back and all of that. Mm-hmm. So she was avoiding my calls and not answering and saying anything to me, And then the one time I did get a hold of her, she told me she wasn't going to pay it. She wasn't going to sign it back over to me, and she wasn't going to move. And so I had been back and forth over the years with lawyers, and they was telling me the only way I could get out of it is through a quiet title or through bankruptcy.
Okay. We're going to get into later what is a quiet title. I had to look it up back then when I first did the research, and I'll go over that with you guys now. Ma'am, can you see? Sister wife Sonya, can you see? Because them glasses looking a little thick, baby. We just want to make sure that you can see. because she spent a lot of her own money and time trying to help Nesto get some glasses. Can you see me? Do you see me? Anyway. May's daughter says, Sonya, them glasses ain't is. Okay. And someone say Walgreens. She got them glasses on Temu. You know that's her favorite store to shop at. Or not store, but y'all know what I mean.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so that's where we at right now. So what she did was, she knew I moved in 08. 5 siblings, right? So she can, you know.
Wait, what is this? What is that? She what? What is this and what is that? All right. Ultimately, what's happening here is that Janice is suing Sonya for $106,000. Now, Sonya has not really made it very clear why she's suing her, other than she says that Janice Ridgway is saying that she improved her life, whatever that means. But apparently, because Sonya just walked away, she literally walked away. She walked her little skinny behind to Miami and didn't want to deal with any of these things. I guess Janice had to go through, or the lawyers had to go through her siblings. Now, we heard Sonya talk about her trying to get this house back on jail calls. All right. Wasn't able to find them. We're not going to go through them right now. I do talk about them and reference them in the video that we're going to look at in just a second. But this house belongs to Janice Ridgway. She is the legal owner of the house. The mortgage belongs to Sonya. Sonya wanted to file for bankruptcy. However, there was an issue because Janice was still paying on this house. And if the bank is still getting money for the house, then it can't be included in the bankruptcy, or at least that part of the bankruptcy is tied up. All right, let's keep going.
They sent a letter to my mortgage company because ever since bankruptcy, they weren't taking payments. So she didn't know where the payments were at. So she was trying to find out what was owed so she can just keep it paid enough so that it wouldn't go into foreclosure.
Okay.
So they paid just enough all these years, because I was wondering, why didn't they take the house? Because all my other houses, when I walked away, they took them like immediately. I was free and clear of all those houses within a year.
Well, you know, sometimes they let you keep.
I was free and clear of all those houses within a year. So you bought all these houses, you got mortgages on them. You just walk away and you're free and clear in just a year. That don't sound right to me. I don't know if there's anyone in here that it is a mortgage broker or works for a bank or a real estate agent. Let me know, but that does not sound right to me. You don't just walk away from a house free and clear. 14 houses? No.
One house if it's your primary house.
But I never said anything to them to fight for the house, right? But they could have been behind my back, because again, I don't know. I wasn't getting the mail. I wasn't, you know, the bank wasn't calling me, but they would call me, you know, and then
Sonya, really? The bank was calling me, but they wasn't calling me. It was my house, but it really wasn't my house, right? I had a mortgage, but I didn't have a mortgage. I had 17 houses, but it was really 14 houses. Ma'am, what is it? Which one is it? They were calling you or they weren't calling you? Because it can't be both. It cannot be both. It's one or the other.
it was just a lot of shit. So anyway, they tried to contact my bank, and then my bank contacted me and said this lawyer reached out and wanted to know something. And I was like, don't give anybody no information, because I wanted the house to go into foreclosure at this time, because after the bankruptcy, it didn't release me, because as long as she was making payments, it kept it alive. And I'm like, the whole reason why I filed bankruptcy is to get this house off of me.
The only reason why I filed bankruptcy is to get this house off of me, but she kept making payments and she kept it alive. Girl, you've been hanging around Nesto way too long. Don't she sound like Nesto, y'all? Sound just like Nesto. You know, she kept it alive because she kept paying. The whole life, this is what she's doing. She's got something in her hand and she's just fiddling the entire life. You nervous? What's going on? What's going on? Anyway, keep going with the lies.
Completely. Mm-hmm. So as long as any payment was being made, and the bank was like, well, as long as somebody pays it, we're going to accept it. Because I told the bank, stop accepting payments. Let this house go into foreclosure so I can be done. You can get your property back, you know, and I could be out of this, you know, situation, because I don't have any full control over it, because I don't have the deed. Mm-hmm. So they reached out to the bank and tried to get the payments. And the bank was like, we can't give you any information. It's not her account, you know. So that's when they filed a complaint in October. but she served me at a house that I hadn't lived in 21 years. And I only stayed there for 2 months. So she served me at a house in Cleveland that I lived at for 2 months 21 years ago.
Well, it is not her fault that you move around every 5 seconds. You got ants in your pants, right? You get a mortgage, you stop paying the mortgage, you can't afford the mortgage, and you just walk away and move somewhere else. That ain't her fault.
They were hoping for me to get default. If I get a default judgment, then they win, right? So they were hoping for that. They were hoping somebody to sign it to make it a good service, and then they got 30 days to respond, or else I default.
But since you filed bankruptcy, that house should no longer be under you anymore.
I don't get the debt. They can't go after me for the money, but the account is still mine.
Okay.
Until they get that house back, that the account is still mine.
Okay.
So when they call me, they say I don't owe any money because we realize you filed bankruptcy. So we're not asking for any money, but we do want that house back because no payments. And then they offer me programs to say, well, you can get back with us, and we'll put everything on the back.
They want that house because no payments are being made. But you just said that the woman is making payments and she had been making enough payments to keep it out of foreclosure. And maybe it was in pre-foreclosure. Yeah, I saw some of the comments from the live. I definitely saw that. This is a screenshot of some of the comments that I saw. I thought they were funny. Sonya, you can't even keep your own lies straight, mama. You can't even keep your own lies straight in one conversation.
I can, and then you could just keep paying going forward. Well, I don't want that. I don't want nothing to do with this.
But since it's deeded to her,
it's deeded to her.
So she's considered the owner.
She owns the property. I own the account.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that account is the problem because I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for something that's not mine. And she's an able-bodied person who can pay this debt.
Okay.
She can pay this debt. If you Google her, they say she's worth $1.something million. She could have paid this. She paid this maybe from 2018 to 2023. She paid it on time. Mm-hmm. But mind you, the house has been since 2005. So from 2005 to 2006, she made 5 payments. 2006 to 2009, she probably made 1 or 2. Because 2009, it went into foreclosure for the first time. And they pay a little bit to kick it out, Yeah. And then they pay a little bit to kick it out. And that's how she was doing this account. Because it's my credit, not hers. So she can screw me all the while. So that's why me and my dad ended up falling out completely because of this house and her. Because she wasn't responding, but he would. And I'm like, you need to get her to pay this bill. Because this was done between me and her. He didn't have nothing to do with it because me and him wasn't even talking at the time. But her and she came to me because she knew I wasn't going to do it for him anyway, But it was her house in her name and she was in foreclosure.
There you go. You heard it, right? It was her house in her name. Her house. Ain't nobody told you to co-sign for it or to sign for it or to buy it. Ebony Wood said this hen only lies when her mouth is moving and it never shuts up. Sonya, your name was only on that house from, what am I looking at here? From 2005 to 2006. Your father's name was never on the deed. Correct. He might have been staying there, but this was Janice's house. We're going to look at it in just a second. We're going to look at it. Okay. This is almost done.
Sonya, can you get this house out of my name? I mean, can you save this house for me? And it's all on docket. All of it. All of it's in the court system. So it's what's so weird is on the complaint. I sent you the complaint, right?
I have the complaint. I have it.
Does she mention foreclosure? That her house is in foreclosure?
No,
she don't mention anything. You know what she mentioned?
Mentioned about the money that you got.
She said, I enriched myself $250,000.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's all in the docket. Yeah. And I don't even know why they even lie like that. The mortgage that she had with Washington Mutual was $151,000, right? Mm-hmm. Then they put a lien on the house. I didn't know nothing about it. For $106,000. So what am I getting out of the house if that's 106 plus 151? How much is that? 251. How much was the mortgage? $251,000. So how did I enrich myself?
I thought she said the mortgage was $300,000. Damn, Sonya, what? Okay, I can't. Now, is it possible that Sonya filed bankruptcy and this house also went on the bankruptcy, right? Which means she got cleared of all of that debt. And now she's trying to claim that this house is hers because the mortgage was in her name? Because that's what it sounded like to me. I'm just saying. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. But this is smelling like a scheme and a scam to me. So I will. I'm gonna have to look for that video, that jail call where she's talking about Jan. It was the first time we had heard about Jan. It's the call where she's telling Nestor about her dad. I have to find that one. I will reach out to phone calls from prison because she's got notes. She will probably know which video it was, and I will definitely let y'all know if you guys want to listen to that.
And she knows this, and it's all on the website. You can see it.
So why does she want what's the name, a gag order on this?
So it's not okay. So it's not her.
Who is
I don't know. I don't talk to her. I don't talk to her.
So why are they trying to keep it a secret now?
I don't know why they're trying to put a protective order on it. It's the bank, and I think it's for the documents because it's sensitive documents. Because what she's trying to do is her lawyer's trying to ask for account information so they can try to catch the house up because the house is in early stage of foreclosure, right?
But they still can't get the information unless they sue you. Okay, I got it.
What would information from the bank have to do with her trying to catch the mortgage up? I'm not putting two and two together. Now, she's stating that this woman was trying to find out what the balance on the house is. So it sounds like Sonya is trying to, I don't know, she's trying to keep this woman from paying on the house because she wants it to go into foreclosure because Sonya no longer wants to be responsible for this mortgage, right? So I'm not going to tell you how much is left in the mortgage. I'm not even going to tell you how to make the payments. Okay, this is my thinking. I'm not even going to tell you how to make the payments. I don't want you to make any more payments because I want them to go ahead and take this house, and you just gonna have to move. And the woman is fighting back. This is my house. No, I'm not moving. I don't understand why Jan didn't get this find a way to get the mortgage in her name after a time. Not sure. Or it could have been because, as Sonya said, when the bubble hit, because apparently this is 2005, the bubble hit. 2008 is Sonya, she bounced. Nobody knew what she was. Why would Janice Ridgway have to go through each one of your siblings in order to get to you? Or to serve a house that you only lived in for 2 months? Was that the house on Baker Street that you lived on? Just curious.
Can't get it. And I told my bank yesterday, do not release anything. Let this go into foreclosure because if she wants the house, she was supposed to buy the house. Because everything that's owed is her. I've never taken a loan out on this house. I've never taken a mortgage. I never did anything with.
She just said she's never taken a loan out on the house, but you did take a loan out on the house because the mortgage is in your name. What? Oh my goodness. See, it's the lies for me. Okay? I can't with the lies. Cannot with the lies. The favorite one said thief. I remember her telling Nestor she was going to get a loan on her house. What is the issue with the house? Are you about to be homeless? Are you getting kicked out? Can you not afford your rent? And you figure that's my house, I want it back? Like what's going on here? Because it sounds like Sonya's trying to steal an old lady's house. That's what it sounds like to me. And not just any old lady, but the life partner of her late father.
This loan, everything on this loan is her. Is what she owes. She's been living in that house since 2000. So from 2000 to 2025, you've been living in that house. And for most of that time, you lived in it for free. You didn't pay any mortgage because the records are in the bank. I'm not paying it. And my credit shows it.
Except when she wants it out of the
This is the same woman that said she can release Nestor's jail calls herself because she owns the calls. This is the same woman that was illegally recording her jail conversations with her jail boo, Ernest Williams, aka Nesto, now ex-husband of Shirley Strawberry of the Steve Harvey Morning Show here in well, the show is not here in Atlanta, but he's here in Atlanta. And I own the calls. I paid for the phone calls. I own the calls. Well, guess what? You own that mortgage. You took out that mortgage. You're responsible for that mortgage, whether this lady pays or not. Boom. How about that?
The foreclosures, that's when she pays a little bit.
She pays just a little bit to keep it out of foreclosure. Just a little bit. Because remember, we pay things on time to keep our credit good and to, come down on the loan. But the loan's not in her name, so she don't.
No, we don't. We just walk away from stuff. I was getting rid of cuss. We just walk away from ish. We don't pay our bills on time. And your jail boo don't pay bills at all. He don't pay rent. He don't pay mortgages. Okay. He doesn't pay leases. He gets stuff, write checks, no one is gonna bounce, and just like you, he just do walks away. Birds of a feather flock together. Okay, New Orleans lady said, read her comment. She's got the true facts about this house and other info regarding Sonya and her dad. All right, I will I'll find the comment, but we're gonna go over that in just a minute. Just hang tight. This is just a couple more minutes. I'll let it play. I'm gonna stop interrupting. All right.
I don't care. So it's like a scam in a sense, because it's not in her name, but the property. So she's good. But if they foreclose on it, they're gonna take it because that loan outweighs her ownership of the deed.
So how much is the house worth now?
They can get $800,000 for that house easily.
Okay, that's the purpose. Is what she.
Wait, what? She just said they get $800 for that house. I'm gonna come back to this comment in a second. Okay, $800,000 for this house. I think not. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to that comment in just a second. Let me just put it down for just a moment so we can see this. Okay. This is the Zillow estimate of what the house would sell for today. Now, if you know anything about Zillow, they always put a price that it could sell for much higher than what the house is probably worth. But let's just say, for argument's sake, it could sell for $421,000. That is a far cry from $800,000. So she's just pulling numbers out of her bunkie. Okay. She just pulling it out of the air. No, ma'am. I would have to check again to see what the current market value is on this house. But 9 months ago, it was $250,000. That was the market rate on the house. Anyway, we're gonna come back to this. We will come back to this. Let me come back to this comment and then we will continue. I know I said I was going to stop interrupting, but this comment got me. So when Sonya was saying on these jail calls that she wanted to get the house or get the house back or whatever she was going to do, it was to help Nestor with his legal fees. Well, now I don't know if Sonya's been going back and forth with this lady behind the scenes, but now this woman is allegedly suing Sonya. Okay. She also said it had 5 bathrooms, 4 bathrooms. Yep, we're gonna get into all of that. I'm gonna tell you about the renovations that were done in the house and everything. I got all of that.
No, she's suing me for $120,000 because she's saying I enriched myself and that she's never missed a payment is what she's saying. But here's the funny part: how she's gonna have to prove that is because, one, me and her don't talk. Me and her talk, like I said, maybe 3 or 4 times since I did this. She don't have any phone records of anything of me and her even communicating. So if you've been paying this, the bank would have the records and the money. And then if you're saying that you've been giving me the money, how have you been giving me the money? Because I don't live in Cleveland. So you would have to give it to me through the mail, which would be money order or check. And all you got to do is show them.
Renee has a question. She said, doesn't she have the right to live there as your daddy's wife? Is that, well, she's not married to him. She never got married.
They were together 33 years and they was never married.
Are they considered, is that
my father's dead.
Is it considered a,
no, common law? No, it's not recognized. Common law, they're not recognized as common law.
She said whose name is on, her name is on the mortgage.
I'm on the mortgage, she's on the deed.
Yes,
I'm on the mortgage, she's on the deed. Yeah. Don't do favors to people.
But the bank has a lien on it, so she can't do anything with it. And the lien basically is on you.
So what she can do is she can buy the house and pay that debt off, because again, it's her debt, it's not mine. It's not my debt, it's her debt.
All right, so there you have it. All right, Misha looked it up for us. Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate that. And the county in Ohio valued the house at $397,000. Okay, nobody's paying $800,000 for this house. They cannot get $800,000 for this house. Okay, the favorite one. We all confused. Okay, I'm confused. We all confused. I hear you. But we're gonna clear up as much as we can. And big business, to answer your question, it is because I tell the truth. because they like to lie, and I expose the lies, and they don't like that. And I like to clown, and I guess they can't handle that either. So anyway, that's what it is. And probably a little bit of jealousy too. The house is just on the border of University Circle near the VA Hospital, Cleveland Clinic, and the Case Western Reserve University. All right. I know that's right, big business. Come on now. So I'm here for it. All right. So let's move on. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to show you before we get into the receipts. Okay. So let me pivot over to my own YouTube channel. And actually, you know what? Let me show you something first. Let's take a look at this house first, and then we'll get into the breakdown of when the house was purchased and all those things. All right. Now, I went over this already in a YouTube video live that I did previously 9 months ago. And so you're going to be listening to me talk about it because I already went over it. And while we do that, I'm gonna get on these gizzards and gravy. All right, so let's see. Okay, so again, like I told you guys before, I'm on Zillow. So here's the information. So the house was built in 1913. It's only on a third of an acre. Okay, that I don't know. Maybe for Ohio, that's considered a lot, but that's not considered a lot where I live. So it's a small lot. Now, I looked at some of the other houses that recently sold in the area, and a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 3,600 square foot house sold for $500,000 in the area, but nothing close to $800,000, which is what she said. Okay, let's take a look at the street view. Can we get the street view? Hang on. Okay. All right, so here's a street view once again of the house. This picture is from June of 2022. All right, so but we can pretty much assume that this is the house. Pretty much looks the same. All right, so this is the neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood. There's the university sign. And so I believe it was Misha, okay, that gave us the rundown exactly where the house is. All right, so you can see it is near the university. Okay, that I believe that does help with your property value. But anyway, it is a very looks like a very nice neighborhood to me. So it's just the houses are really close together. But other than that, so this is the $395,000 house, okay, because it's not 800,000. All right, let's move over here. Okay. All right. So what you are now looking at is my own YouTube video. Okay. So I'm gonna play this because I'm gonna go through everything. All right, and let me just double check on the chat. I'm gonna monitor the chat on another screen. Give me 1 second. So that I don't miss anything from you guys. All right.
We are now looking at, okay, make sure you guys can see and you can see. Awesome. What we're looking at is the background on Janice Ridgway. As I said, her middle name is McCullough, okay, Janice McCullough Ridgway. She was born in April of 1949. She's 75 years old. Okay? So a couple things that I did is I noticed this address, 1568 108th Street in Cleveland, Ohio. She had other addresses listed. There were 9 other addresses that were listed. Okay. And so what I did the same for Janice as I did for Quentin, as I did for Sonya. I wrote down all their addresses and then I put a star next to the addresses that matched. And there were 2 addresses that they each had consistently in their background checks. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this 1568 108th Street in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay. Now we'll look at that in just a second. I'm just going to scroll down. You see, she lived in Alaska. Okay, so those of you are like, well, how do we know this is the right Jan Ridgway? She said she lived in Alaska. Here it is in Alaska. This is the second address we're going to look at, this 16600 Parkland Drive, Cleveland, Ohio, because that's a very interesting property. There are some things that Sonya mentioned that are not true. and we're going to explore some of those things that she said. I think she was kind of cross-pollinating some of her information. Okay, I'm just going to scroll past some of this. So here, nope, sorry, looking for Quinton. Okay, he's on here. Okay, here it is. So possible associates, Quinton W.S. Jr. Sr. died in September 21. Once again, this is Sonya's dad. Okay, so for sure, this is the right person. We can see everything there. So as I said, I'm going to pivot over to, let me share this tab instead. We're going to be moving around a little bit. First, we're going to look at the 1568 East 108th Street property. Okay, because there's a couple things that I noticed. The first thing that I noticed is the owner is listed as Janice Ridgway. Status is active. Okay, let me just go to the top of this. Let's start at the beginning. Start at the very beginning. Okay, so here's the house. Okay, can you guys see that? Let me see what you guys see. Okay, let me show you here. I'll put a picture up. Okay, that's the house. Okay, this is the house that Sonya is talking about originally in the video or on the jail call. Okay, that's the house. Now, when I looked at this, I noticed a couple things. So she said the house was 4,000 square feet. First of all, Phonytail didn't know a lot about this house. She was looking it up as she went. Okay, she was looking it up. I don't know if YouTube is working, so we're probably not going to listen to it. If you guys want to go back to phone calls from prison and listen to it at some point after this live, it will put a lot of things back into perspective for you. But because we've got a lot of information to cover, unless we have time, I'm not going to play the jail call. I'll just explain. So she talks about how the house was built in the 1900s. It was built in 1913. Okay, it's on 1/3 of an acre. I looked it up. It's exactly 1/3 of an acre. She didn't know how many bedrooms and baths. After she looked it up, she says, "Oh, it's 4 bedrooms, 4 baths." She thought it was 3,000 square feet. It's actually 4,000 square feet. Maybe it was 3,000 square feet when she had it, but there's some work that's been done to this house. Okay, once again, it says owner occupied, yes, and the owner's name is Janice M. Ridgway. The market value on this house is $258,094. Bonitail said that.
Once again, that was the market value from 9 months ago. Okay, because I did this live 9 months ago. I did it in May of 2024.
When she went on Zillow, which we'll look at in just a minute, it said that the house was worth up to $454,000. That's the most that she could get for it. Excuse me, but what I saw is that the assessment on the house in terms of what it was probably worth was around $350,000, the high 350s. Point is, she claims that she owes $310,000 on this house, and that may be true, and I'll share with you why in just a moment. Okay, so the owner again, Janice M. Ridgway. All right, so here is the ownership timeline. The house was purchased. And we'll get into the details of exactly when Frederick and Dorothy Grossett purchased it. But it was purchased initially by them for $135,000. Okay. In the year 2000, June 2000, they sold it to Janice Ridgway for $170,000. In 2005, she sells it to Sonya Durham, aka Bonitail. In November of 2005, just like Sonya said, for $295,000. Now, why does she have $310,000 left on her mortgage if she purchased it in 2005 for $295,000? Okay, some of y'all.
Excuse me, so you heard that, right? Now remember, I did this live 9 months ago. I'm commenting off of a jail call where Sonya was talking about this house, saying that she has $310,000 left on the house. I don't know if you guys can see on the screen, but you can see Sonya Durham. It says 2005 to 2006. So she only owned this house for barely a year. May's daughter, one question I have is why Sonya was estranged from her father. I've realized she has mommy issues, but curious as to why she stopped communicating with her father. She stopped communicating with her father because her father was a Rolling Stone. Okay? Wherever he laid his hat was his home. Okay? So he had other families. And what he would do is he would go stay with Sonya's mama on a Monday, her sister's mama on a Tuesday, a half sister. Okay. Sonya claims to be white. That is her half sibling. She has some half siblings that have a Caucasian mother. So she tries to claim that. She was very upset with her father because of how he treated the mother. Now, she has mommy issues because her mother decided she didn't want to deal with it anymore. And hold on a second. 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I do not mean to be smacking in the microphone. The food is good. But her mama decided, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. I'm out of here. Okay. Sound familiar? Because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Okay. Check my I Am Wisdom's Daughter YouTube channel, and you'll find the video that I did on Sonya's family. We actually saw this video of her mom. Her mom is a jazz singer, very talented. Her mom decided to leave the United States to go to Europe to pursue her jazz career and spoken word and all those other things. And so her mother just up and left. She didn't want to deal with it anymore. Just like Sonya up and left these houses because she didn't want to deal with it anymore. But I think that's the reason why she was upset with her dad, because he had all of these families, family here, family there, family everywhere. Now, she was kind of like her daddy's favorite a little bit because he taught her all about the real estate market and how to flip homes. And well, we see how she turned out. So that's the shortest answer to your question I can give you. If you really want to know more about her family and the history, I did an entire story pseudo documentary on Sonya's family, and you can find that on my YouTube channel. And Misha got to be one of my day ones because I did this a long time ago. Said you did a great video on her mom. That was when I first found Wisdom's Daughter. Oh, thank you so much, Queen, and I appreciate the continued support and continued participation and just showing up, right? But even if only 5 of you showed up, I'm gonna be here. All right. So, but I thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate you so much. All right, let's continue.
I might want to take notes because this is a lot of detailed information. Okay, you might want to take some notes. More than likely, what this dummy did is when she had it, and you can see she had it for 1 year. She may have taken out an equity loan or something. I'm not sure. I'm trying to understand, how does she still owe $310,000 on this house from 2005? So I don't know if that's true or not, but that is what she said. Then she does a quick claim deed to Janice Ridgway in 2006. And Janice Ridgway has owned this property since 2006. We're going to get into the details of this in just a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to scroll past this. So you see building details. So the total square footage is 4,008 square feet. There was a lot of work that was done on this house. Looks like the garage was expanded and so forth. So if you keep scrolling, okay, you're going to see building permits. There's a number of building permits from September of 2005. There's a building permit for, I can't see what it's for. It says building housing, so maybe an expansion on the house. There's another building permit from July of 2006. It says permit requested was Power Electric Company, owner Janice Ridgway. And this was a building permit for something that has to do with electrical. Okay, so apparently they did put electric in the house. Another building permit from July 18th of 2006. This is for a fence. Again, owner Janice M. Ridgway. And this was, okay. So the next permit is October. I'm going backwards, just so you guys know I'm going backwards. So October of 2003, there was, it says violation closed. I don't know, there was some type of violation. So apparently they were trying to do something and didn't have the proper permit and they got a violation. All right. And then in October of 2003, Global Builders requested a permit for whatever expansion they were doing on the house. So there are a number of permits. Another one in 2001 from Rice Electric. Janice Ridgway is who's listed. Okay, this is who's listed as the owner. Okay, Global Builders and so on. See if there's any different one. Then there's another one for mechanical plumbing requested by Oscar Lawrence Jr. That was in 2001. Okay, so again, a number of permits on this. So that was the expansion that was done. So let's look at the timeline now, the details of the timeline. I have to scroll down and go back of how this house passed from who to who. Okay, so Catherine B. Cook and Colbreth B. I can't read these names. Sold the house to Frederick and Dorothy Grossett in 1999. Okay, they sold the house for $135,000 on March 26, 1999. Frederick and Dorothy Grossett purchased the house. I can't see your comments right now, so if there's any super chats and things like that, thank you so much for your gifts, and I will acknowledge it as soon as I come out of here. So now, after that, in June of 2000, Dorothy and Frederick sell the home to Janice McCullough Ridgway, Jan. Okay, their lender was North American Mortgage. She got a mortgage for $153,000 and the transfer value says $170,000. Okay. So she gets a house. She has a mortgage on the house. That happens June 9th. Okay. Then in 2005, she sells the house to Sonya. Okay. Sonya's lender is Long Beach Mortgage Company. The loan amount was $250,750. It was an actual mortgage company. Okay. On November 1st. Then just a year later, Sonya does a quit claim deed to Janice Ridgway. And Janice Ridgway has remained the owner since that time. The transfer was listed as a resale. So for those of you who don't know a whole lot about real estate and you're saying, well, what is a quit claim deed? Let me explain it to you. All right, hang on. Do I have it queued up? Hold on a second. I may not have it queued up.
Now, before I bring that up, just want to say thank you to Misha. She said, disclaimer, Sonya Durham and Sheree Whitfield do not represent Cleveland women, but they both grew up in the same area. You are so funny, Queen. Thank you so much. May your gift return back to you tenfold. Penelope, I said, why am I being messy? Penelope, how am I being messy for telling the truth? So we're not messy. Content creators are not messy when they lie. We just messy when we tell the truth. I love you, girl. Where you been, Penelope? I ain't seen you in a minute. All right. Anyway, we have a goal up. So if you guys want to participate in the goal, I appreciate it. All right. All gifts are appreciated. And make sure you hit the like button. Hit it like you mean it. Break it if you have to. But yeah, double check. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Oh, you've been working. Listen, I know that's right. I know that's right. Okay. Make sure y'all saving some money too, because we don't know what's going on in this country. It's a hot mess. All right. I want to bring up something for you guys really quickly. I'm pausing here for a second on purpose. All right. Let me hold on a second. Let me show you guys something about, because there was a question in the comments regarding if you can do a quit claim deed when you have an active mortgage on the house. So I'm going to answer that question right now. And as I said, I do have indigestion, so please, please, please forgive me. Okay, here we go. So yes, you can technically quit claim deed a house that has a mortgage, but it's important to understand that doing so does not affect the mortgage. You will still be responsible for making mortgage payments even after transferring the title through a quitclaim deed, and could face legal issues if the mortgage includes a due on sale clause, which could force you to pay off the entire loan immediately upon transferring the title. A quitclaim deed only transfers the property title, not the mortgage liability, meaning the original owner, the grantor. Now, in this case, this is messy because Janice Ridgway is the owner. Okay. Sonya purchases the house from her, but she's still living in but Janice is still living in the house. Then a quitclaim deed is done from Sonya back to Janice Ridgway. You're not really supposed to do things like that. I don't think it's necessarily illegal, but it's not good practice. And so the grantor is Sonya. She's still responsible for making mortgage payments. And this due on sale clause risks, as most mortgages include a due on sale clause, which allows the lender to demand immediate repayment of the entire loan if the property is transferred without their consent. So is that what happened? I don't know. Curious though, isn't it? Very curious, isn't it? Consult a lawyer. Before using a quitclaim deed on a mortgage property, it is crucial to consult with a lawyer to understand the potential legal implications and risk involved. So is that why Miss Ponytail had to walk away? You know, because she left. She said that the financial bubble burst in 2008. I don't remember what year she said she left. If she left in 2006 or 2007, but it's possible that eventually, if this is the case, and there was a due on sale clause, the bank may have found out or I can't say the bank, but yeah, you can say the bank. The bank may have found out that she did a quit claim deed and was like, well, we want our money, right? We want our money. I don't know, but I'm providing you the information and you can come up with your own thoughts and conclusions. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about a little bit more about the quit claim deed.
Let me get that information for you. Hang on, guys. Oh, I know where it is. Give me just 1 second. I need to delete a few things. That was from the other day. Okay, so first and foremost, let me take this comment off the screen. And all right. So a quit claim deed is a type of deed that transfers a person's interest in real property, often between family members. It's commonly used for transferring real estate without a traditional sale. It does not prove ownership of the property like a grant deed. It's often used to transfer interest in an inherited property to an individual's trust. It must be notarized and recorded with the county recorder. Now that's a mouthful. So let's go and dive a little deeper to see what that means. And hang on a second. I'm going to try to bring up a few more images for you so you guys can get a better understanding of what this is for. Some of you know, some of you don't know. So I'm going to try to bring them up on the screen so you guys can see it for yourself. Because this is a lot of like real estate jargon and it doesn't have to be real estate jargon. All right, let's see. Can I get them on the screen now? Let's see. Okay. So a quit claim deed can be used to transfer property or titles. They're typically used to transfer property in non-sale situations, such as transferring property between family members. They can be used to add a spouse to a property title after marriage or remove a spouse from a title after divorce. Clarify ownership of inherited property, transfer property into or out of a revocable living trust, clarify an easement, or change how a property's title is held. Deeds can be used to transfer property or titles from a grantor, which is the seller, to a grantee, the buyer. Warranty and limited warranty deeds are usually the most reliable because they offer a covenant proving that the land is indeed owned by the grantor. However, they are harder to get and often take more time to negotiate. So what does all that mean? Okay, so basically here is what it means. Okay, I have a house. And I want to give my house to my mod, Old School Nixie, right? I'm not going to sell her the house. She's not going to pay anything on the house. I just want to give it to her. It's like a sale, but it's not a sale. And so I do a quit claim deed where I'm basically transferring the deed or the title on the house from my name to her name. It doesn't prove that I'm the owner, but it's now saying that now this house is yours. So that's ultimately what was done. Now, there's also, or there used to be a law stating that after 7 years, whether you can prove ownership or not, after 7 years, if no one is claiming the house, it's pretty much yours. Today, that doesn't work, but this was done back in 2006. So pretty much this house belongs to Janice McCullough Ridgway, Jan Ridgway. Okay. Now, what Phonytail was going to try to do is, because remember what she said. She said, yeah, I'm gonna get that quiet title. And I said, does she mean a quit claim deed? What is a quiet title? I had no idea what a quiet title was. I had to look it up. Okay. So when I looked it up, this is what I found. Quiet title action. A quiet title action is a special legal proceeding to determine ownership of real property. A party with a claim of ownership to land can file an action to quiet title, which serves as a sort of lawsuit against anyone and everyone who has a claim to the land. If the owner prevails in the quiet title action, no further challenges to title can be brought. In Ciscos versus Brits, the court laid out the conditions under which a quiet title action may be filed. It was held that a party can file an action to quiet title where an action of ejectment will not lie when the party is not in possession, does not have the right to possess the land, and wishes to determine all rights of the land. So let me put that in layman's terms. Phonytail over here thinks that she's going to put in legal action to say, I'm really the owner of this house, give it back. But the truth of the matter is that's not going to work because technically she doesn't own this house anymore. Okay, she did a quit claim deed, and let me show you what the quit claim deed looks like. Okay, and it gets notarized. It's a binding document. Okay, here's an example of a quit claim deed. The quit claim deed is made effective this blah blah blah, the effective date between the following grantor, and then you check one: an individual, a married individual, married couple, and so forth. If it's a partnership or trust, and the following grantees, and then they put that. So the seller and the buyer basically is the grantor and the grantee, and then you check one. Then you have a witness and you get it notarized. The property will be held as, and then what is it held as? Sole proprietorship, joint tenancy in common, tenancy by the entirety. And then it says subject to the following, and you can put the exceptions in it. The property is the homestead of the grantor. The property is not the homestead of the grantor. And so let me just go back to this document again. Okay, so Bonitail, once again, she did a quick claim deed to Janice. Janice owned the home first. She sold it to Sonya. And then Sonya did a quick claim deed back to her. I don't know why she did that. I don't know if that was because she couldn't afford the mortgage. Who knows? I'm going to show you what another one looks like a little close. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna pause here for just 1 second. So thank you so much, Know Your Worth. She said, I'm always in the clouds. I enjoy your content. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you so much, Queen, for your support and for your gift. And may your gift return back to you tenfold. Welcome, new BGT members. Know Your Own Worth and Misha64 CLE. Okay, we begin now. So welcome to the family officially. She said, I was a member on the other channel. Yes, I remember. And I am working on that. I'll be able to reapply for monetization over there in March. I'll be able to reapply. I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube. They're getting really strict with guidelines, and they claimed that there was an issue with some of my videos, and hopefully I fixed the issue now. But they're just being really petty about stuff. And I think their AI bots, I think they need to take a look at their AI technology, because the videos are the same videos I've always done. So I don't know why it's a problem now. But anyway, we'll get that rectified. So let me just go back to this, because here is where we have an issue when it comes to Phonytail. Okay. She got bony tail, ponytail, and now I'm calling her phony tail. Okay. Here's the issue. She wants to get a quiet, the quiet title now, because she wants to try to prove that that's her house. Before, she didn't want the house, right? She didn't want the house before. She walked away. She walked away from the house. She didn't want it, okay? She didn't want anything to do with the house. Nobody could even find her to talk about this house. But now that her jail boo needs a lawyer, she figured, well, if I can get that house and sell it, maybe I can get some money, right? I think that's what she's thinking, okay? So that quiet title is designed to establish who is the true owner of the home. Now, again, I don't know why Janice is suing her. That's the part that I'm not following, okay? And if someone else, if you guys followed it and you figured something out, let me know. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. It's bothering me. Let me know, but I haven't figured that part out. But if she's suing her, it's for good reason. Okay, something is going on. She might be suing Sonya because Sonya was trying to prevent her from paying the mortgage in the first place, because Sonya just wants it to go in bankruptcy. She just wants it to go into foreclosure. How are you going to tell a woman who, that woman has to be, let me put her picture back up. Miss Janice has got to be, I didn't want to put her date of birth and all that information up on the screen, but you know, this woman has got to be, and I don't know how this bitch is probably old, but she's got to be, if Sonya's in her 50s, let me see. She said that her father and them got together when she was what, 17, 18, 19. So I don't know. Miss Janice has got to be in her 70s. You're trying to take the house of a 70-year-old woman? What is wrong with you? Like, who does stuff like that? Sonya has no respect whatsoever. Very disrespectful. So now you want to try to prove that the house is yours so you can get the house back, so you can either let it go into foreclosure and this woman is going to be homeless, or so you can then try to turn around and sell it so you can get some money. And I believe that that's what she's trying to do. I think she's trying to take this house so she can sell it and help get Nesto out of jail. I honestly believe that that's what's going on here. Again, this is just my opinion. It's all speculative. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. We're almost done here.
Okay. So it's requested by, you have your name, the title number, escrow, if it's an escrow, and then documentary transfer tax, you can put that in there, and then basically you sign. Okay, so there has to be documentation for them doing this, because it's recorded. It's recorded right here. It happened. It was recorded on December 7th, 2006. So Janice is the rightful owner of this property. So I'm not sure what Sonya thinks she's suing for. Okay, because the woman owned the house first. Once again, here's the house. Okay. Now, I'm going to share with you what this is about, because this is another house.
Okay, so I'm going to stop here. And if you guys are like, no, wait a minute, tell us about this other house. What is this? you can go to my YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, I'll show it to you right now. I'll show it to you right now. So this video is titled Secrets and Lies. I'm going to show you what the thumbnail looks like so you can find it. Okay. So you're going to go to Wisdom's Daughter. That's my other channel. All right. You're going to scroll all the way down. I'll show you exactly where to find it. There's the 2 videos that I did. All right. So there's this video, More Secrets, More Lies. What else is Sonya Durham hiding? This is when I went into her background. Okay. And I did some exposés there. Now, another content creator had already doxed her, so I didn't really put out information that wasn't already out there. It's all public record, what I talk about. But it is this video right here, okay? The truth about Jam and Ridgeway and Sonya's scheme to take her house. So when you have time, you guys want to watch both of those videos, and you'll get more insight into what's going on, all right? If you click on this video right here,
that appeared,
and you click on more, you'll actually see links to, sorry, y'all. You'll actually see links to the articles about Jan Ridgeway, because someone was asking, well, why did the house go into foreclosure? Why is Sonya saying she wasn't paying? You'll be able to read about their story and what they did. It's in Fox News and so forth. And then if you guys want to see her father's obituary, that is also here. Okay. All righty. So I'm going to stop sharing. And Sonya said that Jan Ridgeway is suing because Sonya got enriched from the mortgage somehow. Sonya's a scammer. Okay. Sonya is a scammer. I don't know if because she filed bankruptcy, if she got some money that way, don't know. And I did try to look up the documents because apparently there was a complaint and she claims that she sent it to her sister wife, but I haven't been able to find it. But the woman's here. I'm going to put her name in the chat if you guys want to look it up. All right. It's Janice M. Ridgeway. Okay. It's her name. And some of you guys are super sleuths, and sometimes you can find information that I can't. So if you guys want to look it up and see what's happening with the house, let me also give you the address to the house in question. All right, it's 1564 East 108th Street. Now, Sonya may also be upset with her dad because she's being asked to save her father's mistress's house. Okay, because if her dad was with Janice Ridgeway all the time, that means that she was with him while he was probably technically still married. That's Allie. She's having a little nightmare. So yeah, dogs actually do dream and they do have nightmares too. I don't think Sonya would get him out. She may pay her own attorney, but she ain't getting him out. She knows she won't have him to herself and he wouldn't be honest. Yeah, I think Sonya knows that he will do to her exactly what he did to Shirley Strawberries. So absolutely. Read a couple of your other comments. She must have gotten a second loan of the house, extra money in Sonya's pockets. Yikes. You know what? Renee E., you might be onto something because remember what I said. Why was the mortgage $310,000 when it was originally taken out for, I don't have it on the screen anymore. The house was sold in 2005 for $295,000, right? And then Sonya is saying that there's $310,000 left on the house. And this was a conversation that she had with Nesto a couple of years ago. So not sure what's going on. And we know that Janice couldn't have done it because the mortgage is not in her name. So you could be right. She did something. She did something. So she's a fool if she gets $100,000 loan to help Ernest. Well, doesn't look like she's going to be able to get it. WD, do you remember when Nesto asked her what was up with getting the loan? Right, he did. Because she said that if your friends can't help you, then I'll get a loan. She said it. She did say that. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss any comments. Again, thank you all for your super stickers and your super chats. I appreciate it. Hmm. Well, Sonya is civil, so good luck. Okay. I wish you all the best. We wish you all the best. Okay. Instead of taking your sister wife out to get something to eat, I think maybe you should take her to get her hair redone. Okay. Or to take those braids out. She looked better without the braids. Okay. And Sylvia was talking about her milkshake. I don't think none of these men is interested in your milkshake. Okay. They might be interested in your money because they might think you have some. Okay. Wouldn't that be something if Sylvia the scammer got scammed? Okay. When the scammer gets scammed. How about that for a YouTube video? Anyway. So that's all I have for you guys. Do you guys have any questions? Any other comments you want me to throw out really quick? I'll just do a recap. Yes, Dana J, you're late. It's live. You're late. How you gonna show up at the end of the live? I'm about to wrap up, but it's okay. You can get Pond the replay. Pond the replay. Auntie Gigi said, I knew her and her bro was gonna go after that house she grew up in. Well, technically, she did not grow up in this house. And the house that she did grow up in, let me see. Can I put it back on the screen? Let me see if I still have it. Hold on. I'm checking. The house that she did grow up in that I did have on the screen, that house was sold. That they did grow up in that house, that big house, because she told Nesto about the house. She told him that it sold for like $1.4 million. It wasn't that much. If you watch my video, I go over it. I got pictures and everything. But yeah. Mm-hmm. He said, oh, I didn't know. It's okay, Danny. We forgive you. It's all right. We had a good time. So let me just do a quick recap before we close out. So Sonya lied and said that she had 17 houses. It was only 14. And that is due in part to Sylvia putting all her personal information up on the screen. Let's see what else. She said that the house in question, this house right here, goes for or would sell for $800,000. Well, we've already debunked that because the estimate is for $21,000, and one of the BGT family members then already looked up the market value, and it's under $400,000. Okay. She tried to lie, and first she said that it was her house, then it wasn't her house, and quit claim deed. Basically, it's looking like Sonya is trying to get this house back from this woman. She has said that she doesn't want the woman to even make payments on it anymore. She wants it to go into foreclosure. She wants the bank to take it so she can get this off of her. Like Nesta want to get them charges off of him. Okay? But it's not, it ain't gonna work. So yeah, so that's ultimately what's going on here. Sonya apparently or allegedly is being sued by the actual owner of the house. The woman got the house. Sonya's claiming that the woman couldn't afford the mortgage, and so to avoid foreclosure, because she and her dad were living there, she purchased the house, got a mortgage on the house, and then a year later they did a quitclaim deed. And Sonya decided when the financial bubble burst in 2008 that she was gonna walk away and go to Miami. Okay, she walked away like that. Okay, she just left everything. So yeah. So again, I'm not really sure why they thought that this was such an important story to, you know, because it was a whole exclusive. It was a big thing. It really wasn't. I can't deal with the lies. And every time y'all lie, I'm going to expose y'all, point blank, period. Okay. I'm going to discredit y'all. So it is what it is. But on this note, I am Wisdom's Daughter with Bad Girls Talk. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye. Make sure y'all hit that like button for your girl. Hit the like button like you mean it on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. And y'all know how this goes. I will see you all on the next one. Bye, y'all.
Just can't get enough of how it make you feel. Oh, I understand, but I can't be what you need. How many more
Girls Talk podcast. Subscribe, like, and share.